to me, like when I walked out that day, I walked out, put my hand on her head and said, I'm sorry I can't give you the life that you want. I kissed my 2 boys and then I left.
Do you think that what she was asking for was unrealistic?
For me.
If you go back in time and change something about the relationship, what would you do?
Honestly, man.
That answer says to me that you tried your best.
I get left. There was.
What is up, guys? We are here with the Basani Podcast. I got a very special guest today, Mr. Mark in the house. You guys probably already know who this is if you've watched any TV or reality dating TV shows. You were on Love is Blind season 1.
The first one. Inaugural.
That made it what it is today. So
yeah, man.
We got connected through a good friend of ours. Shout out Mike Accor at Enterprise in Cleveland. That's my boy. And yeah, dude, you hit me up. You're in Miami. You're doing a lot of stuff down here. Figured we'd connect. Thank you for making time.
Dude, no, thank you for having me. Again, been a gracious host and just thankful to be here, man. Honestly.
Yeah, man. So this is going to be an interesting episode.
Yeah.
Because you're the talk of the town right now. There's a lot of stuff going on. And I want to preface it by saying, like, you know, I don't ever want to intrude, but I do want to ask a lot of questions that a bunch of people are probably wondering about. So it might be a little messy, but, you know, so let me start off, right? You were married for a period of time. You're still married, technically.
Yes.
And there's been some rumors and some stuff that, you know, you can publicly see on your Instagram of cheating allegations and separation allegations and stuff like that. So, first thing I'll ask is, was there any cheating? What happened? Like, why are you guys separating? I guess we'll start there.
Right.
I want to address the cheating allegations because I see it on your page. Cheater, this, that, and the third.
Right.
And you know, we talk a lot about infidelity here. So, did you cheat?
Absolutely not.
Okay, is it not a rehearsed answer?
This is not. This is not rehearsed. This is not like. Absolutely not.
Where did that come from then?
So it came from the fact that when we separated, right, I was out of the house for actually 10 days, right, and March 17th. Well, on the 24th is my sister's birthday. You know, I didn't have, you know, friends or anywhere else in Scottsdale where I'm at, but my sister was there, and so I landed on her couch. And on the 24th, it was actually her birthday. So was in a rough spot financially, didn't really have anything, and she was like, "Hey, I'll take you out to dinner for my birthday," and was like, "Hey," I'm like, "No, please, like, let's just chill, let's hang out." She's like, "No, like, seriously, it's my birthday. I want to hang out with you." So we went.
How old's your sister?
She's 30.
Okay, young girl.
Yeah.
You're there.
Right.
I'm putting it together.
Right. So she's younger, no facial hair compared to me, right?
Yeah.
But we're a year apart. So, you know, very pretty, you know, but so we go out to dinner, Buck and Ryder out in Scottsdale, have a couple, you know, drinks, whatever. She's like, "Hey, let's go across the street to Global Ambassador," right? So we go up there. It's a huge, wide open bar, right? Well, we get up to the bar, me and her, we're talking about just like life and you know, what she wants to do for her career, things like that, right? Well, I like to talk with my hands. I guess I drew a lot of attention. And there was a group of girls across from us, and I could tell, the show came out 5 years ago. You can tell when someone
recognizes you because they look. They like do like a double and they stare a little bit.
Right.
A lot of times people don't say anything, but I know what you're saying.
Exactly. So like I could tell immediately that they could recognize me because they started whispering and started talking. And what was crazy is that like all of a sudden they like stopped and stared, like blink at me. And I was like, what the heck? And so, you know, fast forward later that night, go home, go to her place, whatever. I'm again on the couch and my phone starts getting blown up saying that like, why am I getting messages that like you're out with other girls, da 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 da? And I'm like, I'm not. I was out with my sister for her birthday. And so I felt it appropriate to let everyone know on social media that's
when you made that post.
That's when I made the post saying, "Hey, everyone." And the post is, if you read it, it's just very hey, I've been out of the house for 10 days, letting you know that if you're going to claim that
black and white,
very clear
we'll
cut.
Put it up here.
Yeah, like very clear cut, just saying like, hey, we are separated right now. Like whatever that means at that point in time, just letting everyone know we appreciate our privacy because we have 2 kids involved in this, right? That post blows up. That's where she comments it's news to me, right? And then she starts commenting that I was seen with other girls. She gets those photos. It's my sister. Like, again, I have never once stepped out. That's just not. I would never want my sons to see.
Has there
them.
ever been any infidelity
No.
or anything like that? I don't
Not
mean to cut
even,
you off.
No, you're good. You're good.
But I know people want to know.
Right.
You know what I mean?
There's never been
no
even,
dating apps.
Not
on the
even
phone.
not even in that time that we were together. There's never been a liked photo. There's never been that, because to me, I viewed marriage as, why would I disrespect my partner by going out there, even thinking about another girl's Instagram or social media, or even in person, or trying to set something up behind. Granted, I didn't have the damn time to do that, but it's just not character-wise what I wanted my sons to see me as, right? Now that got blown up, and it turned to where, E! News, People Magazine, all these things are saying that this, even though I put out a statement, again, people are still going to jump on that. So
it's easy to, the first thing that you can do is just say you're cheating, abusive, bad father, this and third. Whether it's true or not, in social media and the internet, you're guilty before innocent, no matter what happens.
Absolutely, the court of public opinion, right? And so, no matter what, people are gonna, whatever the first thing people hear, that's it. It must be the truth,
You
right?
must be cheating, yeah. And also, it's sympathetic to take, I think, the woman's side. When if a woman calls 911 and there's a situation of violence and my husband's hitting me, it's they're there quicker. Whereas the other situation, it's not like they don't take it seriously, but we all know deep down,
right.
You got to take the woman's side with certain things.
Got to. And I'll break it down, because I know people are curious. It's well, then why would you leave your perfect family or wife and kids? And listen, I'm far from perfect. Our stuff is just public and everyone sees it, right? Mm-hmm. And deep down, I just couldn't give her the life that she wanted. I was killing myself of trying, especially in the beginning of, material things and, trips and different things, wedding, and and gladly, don't get me wrong, I'm one of those type of people that I will literally, if there's a goal, I will run through, again, burn a trail until I get to that goal. The problem is, when I look back, what did I burn on the way there? And a lot of the times I burnt a lot of myself. I burnt a lot financially, not setting us up for success, because I want to build something for my boys to be, when they're 18 years old, they're not even that they need it, but hey, dad set us up with a couple properties here, or dad set us up with a trust. And I was building something with the fitness thing that I felt wasn't a priority, because there was a cognitive dissonance of what we both wanted. And so we were great in moments. We were again, when our sons were born, it was beautiful. We busted our butts. There was the time that one of our friends saw us working as a team with a newborn, and just bam, 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 bam. So there's wonderful moments there. That's not to take away from our relationship, but there are moments in there where I was building and I felt like I didn't have that support. And that's okay. I hope and pray she finds someone that fills that gap.
So you really moved on. Because you're talking about, I hope she finds somebody. And
right.
Circle back. What was the lifestyle like?
Yeah.
That she wanted?
Initially, when we first got together, the show blew up. I was getting a lot of brand deals from the agent. I had no one prepares you on how to handle
that show went viral.
No one.
You literally, not to jump in here, but I knew about you. You're the only one I know on that show. You're the only, genuinely, straight up, honest truth, on my dog. You're the only one I knew about on that show because of your situation that happened to you on the show.
Right.
On the show, you were done real dirty, in my opinion. I watched it, and I saw how you got disrespected and how you put yourself out there. And, that's the point of the show. It's an experiment. Right. It's a very high octane. It's almost so real that it's not real. It's crazy.
Right.
And it didn't work out. But I remember you on the show, and so there's a bunch of stuff going on. Yeah. And then basically it translated to you meeting her. And where did you meet her and everything like that?
So,
just to give a backstory.
Yeah. So quick backstory on all that. When we met, I was in Atlanta. I actually went out with Cameron one night to this bar called the Garden Room. And, I was taking a couple pictures with people, just, hey, whatever it was going through, right? Well, her and her friend took a picture with me, both kissing me on the cheek, whatever. And again, barely, had a good night, didn't really think of it, whatever. I get a message, I get tagged in a post, and I saw the tag, she tagged me in, and then I saw a DM from the same person that tagged me, and I was like, oh, she's cute. So then I responded back, and then we were messaging back and forth for about like a month, probably like 2 months, because COVID was going through, right? Long story short, right in May, she ended up coming down to visit in Atlanta, hung out, had a good time. Then I went up to Cleveland, had a good time, and then we started going back and forth until I stayed up there until she moved back in with me in Atlanta. So we moved in. This is all happening within a couple months. I mean, like 3 months, right? Asked her to be I was like, hey, we're going to be a thing officially. It was like 4th of July that year. And fast forward 3 months later, she's living with me, find out she's pregnant.
Okay.
And so
things went up.
Things were, again, like the attention that the show was given, like finding out we were pregnant. And then it was like, the show was trying to paint me, trying to go to this reunion that just was like, they were trying to force me to do it. And she was there for me for a lot of things, like saying the right things, like, I'm going to be with you no matter what. And so you're just trying to figure this out, because I'm 26 years old. Everyone knows who you are, and you're just, no one tells you how to do it. I'm like,
and everyone knows you for things that are very personal.
Right. Like vulnerability,
your
relationships, like
shit's all out and open.
Yeah,
everything.
1000%.
You're being scrutinized on how you look, on how you act, on how you conduct yourself.
Right.
There's a million opinions flying at you at once. I didn't even do this. A lot of pressure.
Exactly.
And
man.
you're young. You're super young. 26.
Dude, 26. I had, in my where I'm at now, looking at it, having the character traits or even the wherewithal to handle all of that is like, you can't prepare for it. So, but I'm glad it happened, because I'm way better off now. But basically, it just led to a series of events of everything moving quickly. Moving to Ohio, where we met, and meeting friends over there in Cleveland and stuff like that, and like trying to build a life, right? And like things just, again, I felt like I was trying to build too many, maybe even my own weakness, trying to do too many things at once, right? And not having that laser focus on the one thing, and not having the support at the same time, which again just broke me down to where I just stalled out. I just said, I don't know what to do. Ended up getting like a 9 to 5, in sales, trying to figure that out, and I'm just going to be real, man. And just honestly, that's why we're here is, on November 7th of 2022, I started that new job. 2 weeks later, after this is post wedding, paid for it, all this stuff. She didn't know how much, because again, I held the financial burden, that the car got repossessed in 2020 and 2022. I had never felt that kind of, like, it was a 2021 BMW X5, like brand new, black on black, bit premium, whatever. And it was one of those moments where I was just like, damn, like I'm trying to fill this gap of this lifestyle that I cannot do. And I fought like hell. Luckily I studied, got really good at the sales thing, bought the car, got the car back, paid for it to get it back. And even then, just having moments where like financially, I just couldn't give that to her. And it was, as a man, when we feel like we can't provide, it just breaks you down every single day. I gained a ton of weight. That's the first time in my life I weighed 200 pounds. I graduated high school at 165. I graduated college at like 175. So like, there's no like gaining all that was just, I was just a shell of myself. How could I give someone in that relationship when I just feel like everything's breaking down? And so it just led to a lot of fights where, I wasn't perfect, like starting fights, and she would start fights, and like we just never had the good communication to solve it.
Well, I think like when you see someone on social media and on the internet, you automatically think that they're making a ton of money and they're a multi-millionaire, and that's just like, that's not always true. I know girls that live out in Miami with millions of followers, and they're driving a car with the bumper hanging off. And I know guys that have a ton of nice cars, but they have nothing in the bank because they're living paycheck to paycheck. And just having followers today, it doesn't mean that you have money. And I think that maybe she thought that, okay, you're a TV celebrity, you're very well known. You were getting brand deals.
We were. Don't get me wrong. Initially, there was a lot of money. Like it was like
there's a lot of money.
There was a lot of money coming in. It was just going out just as fast.
Yes, and that's what happens.
So like,
and you're a young dude. Like don't. No one prepares you, and then you hit a situation, and then she just is like, "What the fuck? Like this is not what I wanted." And so the lifestyle she wanted was just a more elevated lifestyle, which I mean, dude, a lot of women want that.
Dude, and it's not, and again, no fault of hers, right?
Trust
Because
me, 100%,
again, I came in there fresh off the show, attention, all this stuff, and I put it all away. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna focus on being a husband and a father. And we were in the trenches, you know, late nights, not sleeping, changing diapers. Our second son was in the NICU for 27 days, and we were in the trenches together. So it's not that every single moment was bad. It's that when we got past a lot of that stuff, there's a lot of, both of us have unresolved traumas that didn't line up, or we didn't have the same goals. And it just, over time, it breaks down both of us, and it's just not healthy. If we're really, because she's a phenomenal mother. I'm a great dad. Like, we both look at each other like we're great parents for our kids. Mm-hmm. And so if we're really going to put, like, if we really truly love them, do we want them to be in an environment that's, okay, we're constantly going at it. Like, obviously there's no physicality, there's no like stuff like that. But if we're constantly going at it and there's this energy of just unresolved issues, what kind of message are we sending to them?
Not a good one.
You see what I'm saying? And so like, it was the hardest decision I ever made in my life, because it wasn't just like this. It was one thing, and then I just got up and left.
So
no.
you were separated, you left.
Right.
You left her.
Right. So the reason why I left, and a lot of people, that's what they want to know, is that this is an accumulation of things.
Well, people think that you left because you were cheating.
Right. That which is crazy to me, because like, if it's not even about pictures or what we show on social media, is that I was getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning till 2 p.m. to work a normal job on the Eastern time zone. From 2 p.m. to 6, full-time dad, no break, going after it, like whatever you need. And then from 6 to 8, cleaning the house, till the end of the day, trying to have 2 hours to build a relationship. And you can't do that, So
she wanted, I put it like this, right? Everybody can put out what they want in the world. And if I say today, like, I want a 5'5" brunette that has big breasts, big butt, perfect shape, makes $1 million a week, whatever, right?
Right.
I can put that desire out there in the world. Does that mean that I would get that person? Maybe not. I might not get it, okay? I can say that I want someone that's just nice to me and loyal to me. And, it depends on how you might be able to get that, but you have to pick that person. So
right.
I think that a lot of women put a desire out there in the world. They say, I want a guy that's 6 foot, blue eyes, finance, whatever it may be, whatever they want to say. And the dating market will award you that person, or award you a certain level of interest, or more so, award you opportunities to where you have this person in front of you.
Right.
And my rule of thumb is, like, if you have at least 5 people a month that fit your criteria of what you want for dating, then you're in the right target zone. Like, 5 people. They don't have to love you, but if you're able to engage in conversation and go on a date with them, that's good. That means 5 potential interests every single month. 60 people a year. But if you're unable to get that, if it's only 3, if it's only 4, then you're aiming too high. If it's more than that, then you can aim your standards even higher.
Okay.
So people go out in the world and they throw out what their standards are.
Yeah.
And women sometimes want a certain level of lifestyle. And so if there's a lot of girls in Miami, they want the jet, they want the yacht, they want this. This is why I don't date in Miami, because I can't afford, respectfully, I have nice things. You've seen the nice things I've had.
Beautiful things, yeah.
But I don't have that lifestyle to what a young single girl can go and get. They can be on yachts every day. They can be on jets every single month. They can get flown out and do whatever it is. That's just the nature of what it is here if you're a young, attractive girl.
Right.
And I don't provide that, nor am I going to, and I'm too focused to do what I do. There's no shame in the game. I can't afford a lot of girls out here. And I can't afford that lifestyle. And at least not right now.
Right.
I could do it in the future, but not right now. But you're a young dude. You were 26 years old. You have a lot of attention. You don't have like strong financial advice coming in. I don't blame you, bro. It happens to everybody.
It was, to me, some of the biggest lessons I've ever learned, and I have now 2 kids that I'm fighting for moving forward. Like, I have the best. Dude, these are the best kids ever. Like, and again, a compliment, a testament to her, who she is as a mom, me as a father. And just because we don't work out together doesn't mean we don't want the best for our kids, because they've turned out great so far. And we're just doing the best we can, and that's okay. Like, the biggest thing that I'll say, like, with all of this, like, I did a lot of stuff. Like, I could have communicated more and been, hey, this is what's going on with the finances. I felt like as a man, we have to hold that pressure so women can do what you do, especially if you're staying at home.
But there's a degree to it.
And that's the degree
there's
that I
a
was
level
missing.
to it.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of things like if he wanted to, he would buy a jet, buy a yacht. I'm like, no, it's not realistic. So I see that you have a lot of love for her. You talk very positively about her, but I want to really dig in deep because I want to know. I want to get messy.
Right.
I want to know what didn't work out. Dude, you had a beautiful house.
Yeah.
You had a fucking nice car. It's a nice ass car, bro.
Yeah.
I've seen the way that you guys live.
Yeah.
The trips, the bags, the shit that social media sees it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What more did she want? I'm not saying that it's greedy, but I'm trying to understand what more did she want?
It never ended.
Okay.
That's the thing. So like it would change from day to day, and then our conversations would be. That's all our conversations would be until that trip or that item happened, whatever it would be. And so when you're trying to focus on either sales or a business or that, if like, okay, now my focus is geared towards getting you this goal, I'm breaking myself. Even when my biggest problem was not being able to say no and just saying like, I can't do, like, you want this goal right here, right now. I can't do it. And it's just wanting it and wanting it and wanting it. And it just never ended. Let
me get technical for a second. So you went into a job. Why did you not just stay on social media and fitness coaching? Like, what happened? Did it like?
So when I first started the fitness coaching, like what got me into it, it was, I started to invest in like coaches. I started to invest in like, how do I get good at this? Because I saw a lot of traction when I was doing the Instagram lives and people were doing workouts with me. And I was like, holy cow, there's a market, like, let's do it. And so developing like a team and getting that going, there was one time that, I felt like the business was stalling. Like any entrepreneur, there's always like, because when the business stalls, you got to learn something. There's there's something that's happening that's bottlenecking the business that you have to open things up. And so being, I guess, vulnerable, which again, sometimes like you have to find out who you need to be vulnerable with. I asked her one night, I was like, do you think I should just keep doing this? And with no hesitation, no.
She said, get a job.
Like stability.
It's consistent income. I mean, I don't necessarily think that she's wrong, but like you, dude, you have, you. I mean, I'm biased because I'm on the other side of it where I see the income from social media. Yeah. And I'm like, why the fuck would you do that?
So we were making pretty good money. She got exposed to, the first brand deals she was getting practice in and like learning how to do it. She got better over time.
And she has a big following now because of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like, the partnership.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying it how it is. Like,
It's, and again, the fact that she's been getting brand deals now and like, hey, whatever supports our kids, I'm all for it. And like, kudos to you and like, keep rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, like I, if it wasn't about the family content, if it was anything about my fitness content, it was like, hey, like you need to post more family content.
So she wasn't a fan of you doing the fitness thing, which is your brand.
It just, yeah.
What other opportunities did you have to say? Like, I guess what did you lose from?
Oh, there was a couple times that I got like to a certain network to do like another. We had just had our newborn, right? And so I would have to go to do another show for 2 months, but couldn't do it, right?
And they would have paid you some money.
That it would have made some money, keep the exposure, keep things going. You feel like in the moment it's a good, like, okay, I obviously sacrifice for your family, but as a man, you have to be able to make the tough decisions to say like, I have to do this because of our family.
You know what's crazy? I love that you say that because I will never prioritize my relationship with my girl first, ever. And it sounds bad because I'll always prioritize business first because business is what keeps my family fed. The rent paid, the girl happy. I mean, if I was literally had nothing, it's not that a girl wouldn't love me for me. It's just that I would be undisciplined. I would be unfocused. Right. When guys don't have anything and they're like, you should love me for who I am, you're loved based off your output, off what you can bring to the table, off what you can do as a man. Like, it is the truth. Like, lose your wallet as a man and walk around society. No one's going to give you shit. Just see if you can do it. Yeah. And I'm always going to keep my business first. So when girls say, if you really love somebody, you would make time out of your business to do this, that, and that. I mean, fuck no. I'm always going to keep business first. I'm always going to keep the income coming in. And yes, there is times and things that you carve out to give attention to family, to friends. Speaking of family, how did it affect your family? Did it have any effect at all? Are they like, are your parents like devastated about this happening? Like, why would you leave her? Or is it like,
No, the biggest thing is the coolest thing about my parents is that no matter what I've chosen to do in my life, they've always been supportive. Even if they didn't agree with it, like they've always been like, if that's what you want to do, that's what you're gonna do.
So
right?
when you met your sister for her birthday, right?
Yeah.
What did she say about it?
I was in bad shape, man.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
she
I,
saw
I
you.
was, I was, when I left, I was in fight or flight for probably like a week or two of just not being able to sleep because to me, like when I walked out that day, I walked out, put my hand on her head and said, I'm sorry I can't give you the life that you want. I kissed my two boys and then I left. And like to me, I had this feeling like I was leaving my boys. And that was the hardest thing that I had to do. But like, if I'm not okay, they're not going to be okay. Mm-hmm. And I had lived a while not being okay and just saying, I have to suffer as a man to keep this going. But then you reach a certain point that you just can't.
Yeah.
And
you can't function.
You can't do, I could not live like that anymore. I was at a point where there was a lot of dark thoughts happening where you're just like, I don't think that I can keep going anymore. And that decision just like
and
taking
this,
it
and
was
this is from the pressure of
it
being
was
pushed to provide the lifestyle. What other problems were there in the relationship?
I
want you to go in. I know that
I know
that you speak positively about her, but I'm
pinpointing that I want to be, clear, right? Is I would say unresolved trauma. There's a lot of things that she swept under the rug that we started going to church, things like that like I think that would help, but there's a lot of unresolved trauma that I turned into a human punching bag. Mm-hmm. And then the lashing out of like I would do like I'm just trying, we're all human, right? But so you feel like everything is your fault, everything you're to blame, what's going to happen to your daily negative talk? What
were the things that she was like? I guess I'm trying to understand, like, was it that you don't clean up enough? You're messy. This, that, like, what are
it wouldn't be the right way. Couple times, like there was correcting me about how we discipline our kids in front of the kids. That was one of the biggest things that I wasn't okay with.
She was harder on the discipline or softer?
So softer. Like I would discipline and not in a bad way. Like I'm not hitting my kids, but like I would correct them.
I was hit as a kid.
Yeah. I mean, same.
I'm a fan
and so
of
like we're trying to, and again, once you have your own kids, man, you're just trying to, what's best for them. And with our kids, we both agreed, hey, we're going to set the boundaries and things like that. But I would see them cross the boundaries and I would correct them. And sometimes I elevate my voice as a dad, and them being boys, I know they like to push a little bit, but then I would get corrected as I'm doing that. How does that make me look to my kids? Mm-hmm. See what I mean? So like that kind of like built up. You
didn't like her undermining your authority in front of your children.
Right. And so that was huge. That was actually probably a really big one.
Did you guys communicate about the problems? And
no, because there's no communication. And that stems from, again, her child, like she's avoidant. Yeah. So I would bring something up, score would be kept, other things would be said, and then we're not even talking about the main issue anymore. And then then I would be apologizing, trying to keep the peace and be like, okay, let's move forward, but without even resolving the main issue.
There's a lot of, I don't know if you guys ever saw a marriage counselor or like couples counselor.
We tried initially when we first got together before Ace was born, our oldest. I made it a point of like, we need to go to couples counseling, do this. And like, it started to fade.
There was never couples counseling, or like the urgency wasn't there?
The urgency wasn't there. So initially I was the one pushing for it. And then once the kids were born, it started to kind of like
get a bunch of things going on.
Yeah. So it got lost in the mix, and it just, was like, oh, we'll do that another day, or finding time for it,
Did you try to do any exercises with her to like try to?
Yeah, there was a Tony Robbins thing that I like signed up for, and there was like a YouTube live, whatever. And I was like, hey, come watch this with me. And like, one of the big things that it talked about, it was like about relationships. And it was like, for men, it was like one of the big things, like criticism is one of the big C's that can kill a relationship. Right. Yeah. For women, I again, this is all so long ago, but like there was like 3 things that women do that can kill a relationship. There's 3 things that men can do that can kill a relationship, right? Avoidance, again, not understanding what she needs, or, just communicating, things like that. And like, I would try to do little things like that, but it's like, if it's not, and again, if it's not into practice of your relationship, it's not going to stick. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, nothing felt like it would stick. And then we would go revert back to old habits and just.
I feel like there's a lot of women that are like this. I think a lot of the world actually is like this, where women want a man to take complete control and do everything and just be everything. And in exchange, they take care of the household and whatever it may be. And that's all it is. And I'll be honest with you on a biased note, like, I think a lot of guys want that, but the price to pay today in modern society is extreme. Like, you need to be a multimillionaire for this to work out the way it needs to be. And
because it's one thing to do everything in terms of like financially, right? We all hear it. It's like, men got to be a provider. We have to be a provider, yes. Which is, that's how we're wired, right? But then when the provider turns into the caretaker at the same time, and then the caretaker turns into...
So you were doing everything.
Like, everything. And I'm not saying she didn't do nothing. That's not what I mean. But I was...
But you were doing a lot.
From the morning until... and then just trying to have a relationship, it just turned into, well, what am I doing wrong? Like, so then you're doing acts out of performance to try to like figure it out. Like, well, okay, if this didn't work, because men, we're tactical. We're okay. If this didn't work, let's try this. If this didn't work, let's try that. So I would try different things, and sometimes I would get a random result that worked. Okay, she's happy today, and then it would turn into something else.
So it's constantly trying to please her.
Yeah.
And you felt like she didn't communicate with you. She avoided the communication. When it came down to it and you tried to do exercises, she just wasn't reciprocating with you. I guess, so she wanted the lifestyle. Can you tell me like what she wanted more? Because dude, like you did a lot of, on the Instagram, I know we look at Instagram, like, there's a lot of shit you did that I don't think a lot of men could afford. Like, respectfully seeing, like, dude, like, it's expensive.
Yeah.
Shit's expensive that you're doing. Like, what was there like a breaking point? Was there something that you did not get her? Was there like...
My breaking point was this, and I left the next day. I was struggling. Again, I just paid off a couple debts, and like, again, the phone bill's coming up, the car note's coming up, this bill's due, that bill, everything was piling up, and I only had a certain amount in the bank account, and I was like, okay, I'm going to use this for gas, and I'm like, gas and groceries, that's it. Well, after church, made it a plan to go see a house, right? It's an $890,000 house. And I'm sitting there like frustrated because I'm like, I got to put the money that I was going to use to like groceries and things like that to try to pick back up. Now I got to use it to drive an hour and 15 minutes away to go see an $809,000 house. And we tore the house. The guy tells me it's going to be like over $100,000 down payment, something like that, 120, something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what the hell am I doing?
Yeah, you don't have the money.
I know, and honestly, like on the drive back, I'm watching the gas tank just go because I'm driving a Tahoe. We drive a Tahoe now, the 2023 Tahoe, and I'm just watching the gas tank just go down, and I'm just like, what am I doing?
Yeah, like
I'm not getting every time I dig myself out of a hole, I feel like I keep just digging deeper instead of climbing out, and that's the next day. That's when I left. That was kind of the breaking point for me because I'm like, we have two different realities that we're living that we want. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I don't want a house, but there is a certain way that we have to build to get to that point. And I had let my financial situation get the hold of me trying to live out that reality. And as a man, like over these past couple months, I've again invested in myself. I've gotten better, like health-wise, relationship-wise with my friends, and like just connecting with God and just being me again, that I look back at it and I'm like, it should never have gotten to that point.
You spent a lot of money that you didn't feel like you needed to spend. No,
because we should
rather put that into, would you rather have saved it?
We should have invested in property. There was 1 month, I think it was like, I had like 60 grand that came in just 1 month, in a couple weeks, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, and then it was gone.
Because you just spent it.
And it was just like... And
be honest with me. Do you think it was her influencing you to spend it?
Yeah.
Okay, so... it
was me wanting to...
please her.
Yeah. It was me wanting to please her.
Look, if men could fuck women in cardboard boxes, if we were like... women like nice things. Like, if Ferraris had no effect on attracting women, men would not buy Ferraris.
And-
Men
and-
would not buy Lambos. We would not be
Dude.
buying.
And to the main point that we talked about, it's like, and where we're at now, it's like, listen, if she finds someone that can give her that, by all means, I want them to be the best, like, show respect, be the best stepdad, like, to my kids, like, same, there's going to be mutual respect, because at the end of the day, her and I want what's best for our kids.
So when you say that, you're really, really, like, I want to ask you this, like, straight up, like, are you completely done with the relationship? Like, is there anything that she can do to make this okay?
We've tried. There's been many attempts during this separation where, I mean, there was a letter I wrote, 10, hey, I have these 10 standards or boundaries. Now, what are your 10? Let's talk about it. No response. And then, like, no reciprocation on that. And then there was, hey, let's try couples therapy, see what we can do. She wasn't comfortable with the one I picked, so I said, okay, you pick one. Nothing there, so I just said fine. And it just, there was no like there was no like, hey, we're gonna keep doing it. So yeah, I think at this point, man, I filed for divorce actually. It's been 2 weeks now. Electronically she got it, so working through that now and things
Any
like
response
that.
from her?
No response. I've texted her about it, things
Let me
like
ask
that.
you, do you think she wants to get divorced? I mean,
No, I don't think anyone ever wants to get divorced. But like, if you really look at our relationship look at the whole thing, we're not great for each other. I think we both have our own different values and morals that like initially it was a lot. It was fire. It was awesome. It was great. And then pregnancy. And then we were just figuring it out. And then when the dust settled with the fame, the wedding and everything like that, we both realized that like, we're just holding up, a straw house with a weak foundation.
and what you're saying is not really crazy because a lot of people don't work out. A lot of people are incompatible, but they're great co-parents and they're great people. But yours is just public.
And that's the biggest thing. So when people are like, "How could you leave your perfect wife?" It's like, listen, mine is just in front of everybody. And so yes, I'm gonna get a lot of people that are gonna say things, but like, at the end of the day, there's no hate. There's like, I know she's a great mom and she's awesome to our kids. I don't even have to think twice or be concerned when my kids are over there. And we have a good co-parenting schedule. And it's like, now we can just move on with our lives and move forward. And like, that's okay. She's going to find, hopefully, I said it, she finds someone that can feel that reality and I can go and build my own reality. And that's what it's about, is like, for any guy out there that's thinking about getting married or anything like that, like, you have to build your own reality before you get like warped into someone else's.
Do you think marriage is good? You think like it's a good idea for guys to get married today?
There's a couple asterisks with that.
This is a biased question because of the situation. It's like you're underwater and you're like, do you think water is good? Like,
I think there's a lot of character development. There's a way more character development that men have to go through now than what our parents went through. Like before our parents went through it, they didn't have the social media, the internet, and all this other stuff, right?
There's a lot of pressure.
There's a lot. At that point, you just got married. Your friends and family knew about it. That was it.
And divorce wasn't a thing back then, too. It wasn't. A mailman with a family of 6 could support a family of 6. Now,
right now,
not possible.
Men, like for any guy out there, it's like, find what you're good at, lean in on it, make money, right? Get right with whatever you believe, whatever faith it is. It could be God, it could be whatever it is, the universe. Get right with them, because that has fulfilled me more so myself, is just reading the Bible, going to church every day. Like for me, it's fulfilled me as a man more so of the empty pieces, because I know I'm good. And like, once you get right with the financially there, and then physically getting yourself in you don't have to work out that much. You don't have to be a bodybuilder that's hooked on steroids. Like, just literally just get yourself in shape and just get going and just feel good and just burn those calories and just let the natural dopamine come in of you exercising. Like, you're going to feel more like yourself. And when you have that discipline, what's going to end up happening is you're going to get opportunities naturally, because women, and what's funny, like, women are always going to be there. Mm-hmm. And it's not a knock on them, but it's like, get yourself right before you try to start a family. Because if you're like me, trying to figure it out on the fly, you're going to break a lot of plates before you serve the meal.
Let me ask you this then, because you're saying be leveraged, be powerful, be in a good position. I don't disagree with you, there's a lot of the way it used to be is we find someone, we partner up with them, we build together, we contribute both. Like when both my parents were younger, like my mom worked and my dad worked, and they both did the child rearing for myself, and like my mom and my dad took turns, and it was a very strict partnership. Like, but it was also traditional. Like my dad ran the house. Like my dad, actually my mom made more money than my dad, which is interesting, but they both worked together because they were immigrants. They just came to this country. We had absolutely nothing, and that's just what it was. So you're saying basically build up, have money, stack up, and then approach relationships instead of trying to do the whole partnership route?
Because you're approaching from a place of abundance instead of a place of need. Because when you feel like, because then you put pressure, so like other situation, right? Let's just say you're not developed spiritually, financially, physically. You're going from a place of like, not desperation, but I need this person. That puts pressure on this person relationship.
Because
and guess,
they have to understand you.
And guess what happens to your focus? Everything else falls.
Yeah.
Right. And like, so to me, I'd say, hey, and I'm not saying be a millionaire, but get your shit together. We feel like have a stable income, have like, your bill, have your credit score up,
any relationship that you're in with women, especially, I always say this, women cost money. There's an anniversary, there's a birthday, even if you don't trick on her or anything like that, there are costs to be in a relationship, not only in the financial aspect, but the time, the energy.
That's what
there's benefits that you draw from it as well. Obviously, like you get emotional and physical and all the above. Would you say that marriage is less beneficial today for men, or is it more beneficial?
I'll say it's probably in terms of percentages less advantageous for men because of, if you're not, like I said, those character traits, you haven't developed those, because most men haven't. Most men haven't been in the gym multiple times a week. Most men haven't worked on themselves financially. They're working random job or started a business or whatever it is. Even if it's a 9-to-5, right? Making over $100K a year. So, and most men haven't gotten right with their spirituality, whatever that is. So it's like, it's not advantageous if you haven't done those things, because when you have done those things, you have a blueprint of someone fitting your life like a puzzle piece, instead of trying to cut someone out of a piece of paper and trying to fit them into your puzzle piece. That doesn't work because they don't understand you.
Do you think that what she was asking for was unrealistic?
For me, yeah.
Honestly.
I think where I was at that point, and again, obliged and tried and worked my butt off to do it. But I think where I was at that point, and maybe I sold her a bag of goods because, again, being famous and all this attention and whatever. Yeah, it's like, hey, I'm like, if she's with me because of this, like, I don't want her to see that I'm struggling or nothing like that. I got to like keep it up, and like it just kept going and going until I crashed. And I've learned a lot from it, and even moving forward, being the best co-parents for our kids. And like I said, there is just a lot of stuff in there that just didn't work out.
Do you think that a lot of women are unrealistic about what they want today in relationships?
I mean, it's funny you bring that up. There's a guy, I think people have seen that interview where like they asked a girl, so like, what's your type, right? Like she's like, oh, like, do you care? She's like, oh, I don't care what kind of ethnicity, whatever. Okay. How tall do they have to be? Like, oh, at least 5'10". Okay. Like, how much do they have to make a year? And she's like, I mean, at least like 100K or something like that, right? And he was like, okay, what percentage of men, with everything you just picked, do you feel like in the United States? And she said 40%.
Yeah, it's low.
And I was like, well, no. But like, that's what she said, right? 40%. The real percentage was like 1.25%.
It's low. It's very low.
It's like astronomically low.
And 6 figures is less than 1%.
That's what I'm saying. Like, social media, and that's why I'm saying these traits of like getting right with God, getting your physicality, getting right with your own income, you build your own self so you don't have to compare against someone else on social media. So now you're not like, oh, this guy got a G-Wagon. Me, when I see someone winning, I'm like, that's their turn. Like, okay, now that I'm good.
Women are in competition.
Right.
And they're in competition with each other a lot more than, like, I think men think that women do it to impress them. They don't. Women do everything to impress other women. And I fundamentally believe that. Well,
that's where the BBLs, like the fake eyelashes and like the fake lips, and like most, if you're real, like men don't really care. Like,
men really do a lot of things for women. Like everything that we do as men, I mean, I don't care. Guys say, "Oh, I do it for my." No, fuck that. I think men do it for women. Like we go on vacations for women. We buy nice cars for women. We have nice places for women. We get in shape. Nobody goes to the gym unless you're like 60 for my organs, my liver function, my kidney function. We do it to look good in front of women and to look ripped and look shredded. As you get older, yes, your priorities change because you're like, let me maintain a little bit of my health, my longevity. Let me go get this skin treatment and stuff like that. Like I'm starting to get into that. Like I'm doing it more so for functionality now instead of just looking a certain way. Right. You know, but everything I think in the world is really done for women. Women do it for women. Men do it for women. And like for example, girls buy Birkins here, right? Miami. There's never a situation where me and you are going to be walking down the street like, "Oh, she has a Birkin, bro. We have to sleep with her. Right. We have to ask her out. Oh, that girl's got a Coach purse. Ew, we're not talking to her, bro. Don't invite her over here. Right. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. But women care a lot about that stuff
because it's like that's why they're in that competition with like changing, like because again, like I never, at least me, I never really cared for all that kind of stuff, like the Birkin bags or like material stuff or like the eyelashes, fake lips, fake butt, whatever it is. And like, if you got it, hey, listen, if you just got it for you, whatever. But most women, and because you and I both know this, like they're competing with other women because they want to feel like, oh, I'm one up ahead of this girl.
Social hierarchy.
Yeah. And like men, we do it in different ways. Like in the gym, you see this dude that's jacked. You're like, man, I want to like get jacked.
But
like,
you know what? Like, it's like, I've learned this in Miami firsthand. Like, if I roll up with any watch, I got a G-Wagon, I got this. There's guys that have that, or effectively they have the money in their bank account to buy it. Like, when I see a guy with a Ferrari, I look at it, I'm like, I don't literally sit there and be like, wow, I'll never be able to get that. I can go find that car. I have the money to go buy it. I can do it. So mentally it checks off. But what I can't get is the woman on his arms. The 21, the 25, the 30-year-old girl that looks good on his arms, that's treating him respectfully. When I see a guy with the girl that treats him with respect, I'm like, what the fuck do you do? Immediately, that's what I think.
That's and that again, I'm really glad you brought that. Goes to the point of like, instead of flipping what you said a little bit earlier is like, instead of working out to get the attention of women, instead of getting money for getting the attention of women, instead of like fixing yourself, your traumas for the attention of women, what if you did it for yourself and you attracted someone? Because now you have boundary, standards, morals, you have stability, because women biologically want stability to attract that.
I always, you say that, and that's the correct way to think about it, but I've always done it for women.
And that's okay. Listen, everyone has different motivations, but like
it's like, well, it's like this. Like I've had bad breakups where I've been cheated on, and women have left me, and they've left me sometimes for guys that were on a technical level better than me. Like they were celebrities, they were more famous, they were this, and I was like, fuck that shit. I want to be better than him, because there's one thing if you feel more emotionally connected to this guy, which I felt like wasn't true. I felt like I had a deep emotional connection with these women. They left me. I remember being at the nightclub when I was really young. I used to work at Barley House in Cleveland, and I would, be a bar back, and I would have this amazing, riveting conversation with a girl that would come into the club. We would get along great. She'd be like, "What are you doing after?" Like, "Oh, let's hang out." And she'd leave with the 30-year-old guy that drives a fucking G-Wagon, and now I've become the thing I hated the most, which is that. And I would be like, why would she leave with him? How could she do that? Meanwhile, I'm driving a shit car. I have nothing to my name. I live in a little apartment, a little shack, and it's not like I had nothing. Like this is like it's not like I had something. I had nothing. And it was now I look at it, it's like women don't just chase money, but they chase opportunity. This guy that was 30 years old had a lifestyle, had a business. He was probably a lot more disciplined than me in certain ways. He was more knowledgeable. He was wiser. And he wasn't a senior. He wasn't a grandpa. He wasn't old. So he could still pull her with the looks. And so it broke my heart. And that's honestly what motivated me a lot. I'm like, look at these guys that are winning. They have success. They have a lifestyle. They have the physicality. I need to do that to become better. Mm-hmm. There's other motivations too, like family. Right. You have your kids. I don't have any kids, so like, I have nephews and nieces that I want to do nice for. But like, when you have your own kids, it's a whole different world.
Yep.
And there's different reasons for that as well. But generally speaking, like, I would never. If I could live alone and be happy and kumbaya, I probably would be a lot more lazier. You know what I mean?
But I mean, what's crazy? That even though you're saying, and this is me here, which again, you've built a life for yourself, man, and I admire it. Like even being here, I'm like, wow, like it's awesome to see it. And even though you mention it, which again, it's with, hey, we did it for women, like you've essentially done it for yourself.
Yes.
And like that alone attracts, when you do things for yourself, you're operating in a different mindset than most people are doing, because again, most people are doing it for their boss, more people are doing it for their mom, more people are doing it for this person, that person. Like they're not actually doing things for themselves. So when you actually start to focus on you and what you bring to the table, when you actually, and that's what I told you earlier, is like look back and actually see what you've done.
Yeah.
And like think about that, because you did that. And when men specifically focus on that, you become a leader in your friend group, your family. What happens is that you're able to provide for your friend group and family, even immediate family, and you garner more respect. And you just, when you're able to create a life that people want to be around, you attract it. And so even though, yes, the motivation is like, I want to do it to get the girls. Well,
the initial you're right. So let me circle back to what you're saying. The initial motivation as a young kid is to get the woman, the lifestyle, whatever it is. Now you're 100% right. I don't do things for women. I don't do, because there's women are abundant. They're always around. There's always, and it sounds harsh to say, it sounds very bad, but like there's a lot of beautiful, nice, kind, loving, generous women out there in the world. And there's definitely ones that are gems and that are absolutely amazing.
Right.
But when I buy my cars, when I live in my place, I do it for myself. I take myself out to eat by myself. I take my boys out to eat more than I do girls. And it doesn't, I guess once you get to the point where you have it, it doesn't matter anymore. I think that's what it is.
That's what I'm trying to say, is like you end up not realizing that in all of that journey, you actually have become the person that it's naturally attracting all of these things, these opportunities, these relationships, these like jobs, whatever it is, right? And so like that's why I was telling you, like, dude, like seriously, look back, because there's a lot of men out there that they're putting, and even to myself, putting my main and only focus on one thing instead of myself. Like trying to be the perfect husband, trying to be the perfect dad, trying to be the perfect family, member, trying to be the perfect employee, entrepreneur. And you just realize that like, wait, what have I been doing for me to actually become that, right? Like your area of focus always has to be about you. And what ends up happening, just like your story, is like you build things and things just appear.
I think that's men have to do it. Men have to focus on themselves as much as possible and build themselves up, because as you build yourself up as a man, you have a more opportunistic lifestyle and people get attracted to it. Let me ask you this. If you go back in time and change something about the relationship, what would you do?
Honestly, man, and this is going to sound cheesy, but like honestly, nothing, because there's a reason why we're here. Mm-hmm. And there's a reason why I'm in this point right now, because I needed to learn so many things about myself that, like, again, I sacrificed myself throughout the entire relationship.
That answer says to me that you tried your best.
I get left. There was nothing else, honestly, like I could have done differently. Like, sure, you look back and like maybe you think like maybe if I'd have done this differently, but honestly, man, that's an unfulfilling pursuit, because
you had to learn.
Yeah, everything's a learning lesson, and I realized the gaps that needed to be filled again with my physical self, my spiritual self, my financial self. Like there's so many gaps that I needed to fill that I was pouring everywhere else except the well that pours it out.
Can I ask you like a personal question?
Yeah, man.
Are you happier now?
I'm definitely happy. I'll say that. And
do you feel like relieved? It sounds bad, but I
would say I'm more excited for what's to come.
I think divorce is a great thing. I never look at somebody that gets divorced and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry that happened. Like shit was
happy
not working.
People don't get divorced.
Shit was not working. There's a reason that you got divorced. So it's good that the process of divorce is never good. You're technically not, but like the process of breaking a relationship up, a breakup, anything, it's hard. No matter how bad the relationship was, even the relationships where I got cheated on, it wasn't like oh my God, this is amazing, we're getting separated. I was like, what could I have done different? Why did you have to do that? Oh my God, I invested so much into this person. Like you're grieving the loss of all the effort, the time, the energy, the vacations, the things you bought her, the purses,
the moments,
the cars, the dinners, everything you did. It's all not down the drain, but you're grieving the idea of what you guys built.
Grief. That was the one thing you just said there, is that people think that grief is just with death.
No, it's not at all.
But grief, like grieving feeling those emotions. I had a good friend of mine that's kind of helped me. He's got divorced, but like helped me kind of talk through a lot of this stuff because like it has been hard. And you have to let yourself grieve. Set the time for yourself. You're taking care of yourself. You grieve it because that's the only way you're going to move on and move forward because your boys need you more than you know.
Yes.
And so I have been grieving because in my own way, it's like I again, we can't change what happened, but I'm exactly where I need to be to move forward. And just, again, there's no like, she's not a bad mom. There was no cheating. There was no abuse. There was none of that. It's just two people that didn't work out. And now we just both of us moved to take the next step forward for our kids. And that's it. And we just keep rocking and rolling, man.
And so people that look at your situation, what do you want them to learn from it, if anything?
That's a good question. I think with the overall theme that we've been talking about, man, is the only way a successful relationship that I believe, going through what I've gone through, is genuinely two people that are on their own path, that are, again, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially, even if she stays at home, but again, still has the vision to want to build and work together with you. And that it's two people that are on this path that are building something together, and they have commonalities. Like I would say, even like if it's shooting darts on Thursday nights, like whatever it is, like find commonality. People say opposites attract, but commonalities stick.
100%, I agree.
And like, yes, opposite.
I don't think you should date someone that's very different from you.
It's honestly, man, that's why most of the divorce, like they say the divorce rate's 50%, but then they did another survey that 83% of couples are unhappy. So like,
it's 56% divorce rate.
Right.
It's 17% separation. It's 8% that are still together but unhappy because they're still together for economic reasons. And then there's like almost like a 20% there that have a spectrum of happiness. There's a bare level happiness, and there's like a extremely satisfied, I love my husband and I want to be with him forever.
And so the only way in my mind is, again, we're humans, right? So like the chemicals are flowing. You meet someone, you're excited, and you're like, oh my God, like sex is great. You're like, holy cow, this is amazing, right? I think it falls on us as men to take that, like, that responsibility of how much we work on ourselves is directly correlated with the results we're going to get. And so because we have to be the leader, provider, and things like that, we set the tone with our boundary standards and morals. So that way we give anyone that wants to be with us the roadmap, because if we have that, now it's not a qualification process, but it's like, hey, this is what I believe and this is what I need in the beginning, not halfway when things have already gotten all crazy. This is what I need in a relationship. What do you need? Okay. And being honest with each other and saying, hey, I don't think I can give that to you, so let's not waste our time. A lot of people just jump in because of the chemicals and the sex and all this stuff. And then they're like, oh, we'll figure it out later. And then next thing you know, they're like 6 months, a year into a relationship that they absolutely hate. Mm-hmm. And it's like, but then you get sunk cost fallacy because they're like, well, I met their parents. Well, we did this. Well, we did that. And it's like, before you even need to get into that, work on yourself, build yourself up. And from my own experience, from where I'm at now, build yourself up so you can have the roadmap and have someone just go into that road with you, instead of throwing your map away and following someone else's directions that has no business to where you're going to go.
Do you think that love is all it takes to make a good relationship?
No, absolutely not. I think love is essential. Love is a choice, right? Love isn't this feeling or an emotion. I think love is, again, I have this, you have these needs, you have these needs, and it's about honesty and vulnerability, and to me, spirituality in the middle of that, and saying, hey, am I willing, and it's willing because it's choice, am I willing to serve you, because that's what relationships are, serve you, are you willing to serve me so we can live together in this bond, in this marriage? Because if either one is not willing to do it, it's two people, it's really easy to move a couch. One person trying to move a couch is not happening.
Not happening.
So I think that love is not enough I think it takes honesty, vulnerability, strength. It takes a lot of courage to, hey, this is what I need to be happy in a relationship. And like, even before you even go, like, to take the steps of like therapy to identify your own shit. People are so busy trying to solve their traumas when it's like, no, you need to work on yourself and let the trauma, like, then work with therapists together in unison, physically, all that stuff. Then it'll naturally develop, and naturally you'll be with someone that's going to just mesh with you. And that's where you get that last bit of 20%.
Quick answer on this one, and then a brief explanation. Are you working on your traumas, yes or no?
Yes.
And what is the way that you're working on them?
Therapy.
Going to seeing a therapist?
Yeah. Been seeing a therapist once a week. Luckily provided.
Has it been helpful?
Yeah. I think it's been more helpful because here's the thing. Like, when you're going through something like this, the first thing you want to do is like call your friends, call your family. You want to tell everybody, this is what's going on. Da, da, da. And then like you start realizing like, this is all I talk about.
Did you talk to your family a lot when you were dealing with like the issues in the relationship?
No, because you never want, just like anybody, right? Like, you never want to like tell your family something negative and then like
they demonize your partner.
They're going
to take your side completely.
Always, yeah, right. And so like you try to hold that stuff in and like.
So you felt bottled up.
Yeah, 100%. So like therapy has helped me kind of understand, like, especially being more direct and being more upfront of like when I'm initially feeling an emotion is talking about it, because it's okay. Like, not being scared of someone's reaction of what it's going to be.
Let me ask you this. Flip side. Is she working, to the best of your knowledge, on her problems and her traumas?
Not that I know of, no.
And has she tried anything to do so?
Not that I've seen.
So
no.
Brutal answer here. I know a lot of people take interest in your situation because it's public. And I'll be honest with you, like, it's almost fun for people because it's not them. Like, when I see drama, when I see a fight on World Star, I think it's on a very immature level interesting because it's not me in that fight. It's not my friends. It's not my brother. It's not my mother. It's not someone I know. It's very removed from me. It's chaos, and it's chaos in a sense that is something I can ridicule. I can make fun of.
Right. Distance.
What do you think will happen through this situation? Like, a big 5-year... Do you think you'll get married again? Do you think you'll... Like, if you had to make an explanation... Do you think she'll be married in the next year or the next 2 years? Like, what do you think will happen?
You know, me getting married, probably not.
Ever again. Listen, man, like, you're in the zone of it right now.
Yeah. If I'm going to, again, just to not be a hypocrite and just like actually live out my own words, like, I still got a lot of work I got to do. Yeah. You know, I got a lot of work I got to do spiritually. I got a lot of work I got to do physically, financially. There's a lot of work that I need to put in for myself before I can even give someone else a life. And so it's going to take that kind of therapy, things like that. That's going to help.
In like 5 years, you think you'll...
I think I need more time. Again, that's not to say whatever,
it's a good
happens.
Answer. I just want to know.
Yeah. No, I get it. It's like, who knows, right?
People want to know.
Yeah. It's like, who knows what's going to happen in 5 years, but like, right. If I focus on myself, get better, develop, then like, and I feel like going through these next changes with our kids and things like that, I feel good enough, then like, let's go.
You're just focused on health, fitness, career.
I got to take care of me
head
first.
Down.
Yeah.
You're more of that.
Yeah. Got to focus on, there's a lot of things that are like, need to be taken care of before I can even think about giving that to someone else right now.
What is your prediction for her on a serious level?
On a serious level, I think in the next couple of years, probably finding someone that will give her that life for a short period of time, and I think that hopefully, again, as long as they respect my kids and take care of, their mutual respect. At the end of the day, when you love someone, dude, you just want them to be happy.
It's a good mindset because I've never wanted any of my exes to be in a worse situation.
All right.
Because two parts to that. Number one, if God forbid it does not work out with XYZ dude that they see next, and there are some of my exes that are in this situation, they always want to come back.
Right.
And that's kind of like a bittersweet thing because yes, there is a psychological satisfaction of like, oh, like you want me back, blah, blah, blah. But it's such an immature way to look at life because
100%.
Now you have someone that's unfulfilled from the relationship that you had and they want to come back to you. And it's like, it's not like a good win. It's a very bad win because it's not a win where it's like they can get better and they can get back up. They're stuck in the past of what those memories are.
Right.
The second thing is, if I had kids with a girl, I would definitely want a good guy in her life because
Absolutely.
I would want her to be healthy. I wouldn't want her to be in a bad situation.
Right.
We know friends of ours and people that we know mutually that have been through toxic, like their baby mamas are in not good situations, and it's like it's not a good look for the kids. It's miserable for the kids.
It's they don't,
and their kids are exposed to it.
Exactly.
And then you have to deal with it.
Right.
And
And
be
that's
like-
and that's the biggest thing, man, is like all I want is the best for my kids. And like if it's someone that treats her right, treats them right.
So if I
by all
had,
means.
hypothetically, I just want to put this in a frame. If I had a great dude right here, amazing dude, says, "Hey man, I really love, her. Do I have your blessing to go talk to her and be with her? Blah blah. This guy, this XYZ guy,
Absolutely.
and he was a
man.
good guy, and he's
Yeah.
like, I like your kids, blah blah. You would let him do that,
Absolutely,
and
man.
you would endorse it.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to.
Yeah,
Because
you have to.
there's as like
It's a healthy mindset.
yeah, you have to.
I'm glad you're saying that,
dude. There's no progress without like I'm not gonna sit here and idle and try to, play back and forth with our past. It's like, listen, if someone treats her with respect, treats my kids with respect, by all means, you're part of the co-parenting now, buddy. It's a party.
Yeah.
So it's as long as there's respect, and that's the number one thing that I think as men is the most important thing. Then by all means,
Let me ask you this before I close out here. If you had one message before I even say that, what are your next steps? Like, what is your next venture? Can I get a little bit of insider info?
Yeah,
from you?
man. No, it's again, the whole theme of this has been working on myself, working on things.
Any projects you're releasing?
Yeah, getting back the fitness industry. So again, with everything that happened before, I felt like I couldn't focus 100% on giving my clients the best experience that they could have possibly had. Now with where I'm at emotionally, spiritually, and just moving forward, I'm getting back to those wins that we were giving our clients. I mean, we've had clients lose 30 pounds in a month, 19 pounds in a month, 15 pounds in a month.
So you're back to the fitness.
Getting back into the fitness and just help, because there's someone out there right now, even parents that are struggling to meal plan, feel like they don't have any time to do all these things or make recipes, and it's like, if you only knew how close you are to having the confidence and the energy that you wish you had by just losing in 1 month, losing this amount of weight, you would literally start it yesterday.
Dude,
and
losing 10 pounds even.
Oh, people don't understand. People they look at themselves and then they compare it to someone on social media and don't realize that like most of these social media girls and guys are edited photos in lighting that is just appealing in that moment. And it's like, you need to look at yourself in the mirror and then where do we need to be in the next month? And then from the next month, how many wins do we need to stack? And so we've done that with a lot of clients. And so getting back into the fitness industry, just pouring my heart out and wanting to like change the way people move every single day, because you're one step away from getting that body. Because I've lost it. I was bigger, a lot more weight. I lost 15 pounds through this, gained some muscle. We did a workout today. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, man, I'm just going back into the game and helping that. A couple other opportunities that are in the works now that I'm, once they go into fruition, then, hey, we'll sing it from the rooftops. But for right now, man, the fitness industry is what we're getting back into.
Anything that you want to say to people before we sign off here?
I want understand that. What would you do in if this was you, if this was your kid, if this was your brother, if this was your uncle? Understand that at the end of the day, whatever situation for both of us, that you always have to give, and even though it may be hard, giving people grace in certain situations, because hating if you don't have my number, you don't know me enough to have a problem with me.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you're spewing that hate from different avenues and different things from people that just didn't work out, dude, you're swallowing a poison pill and expecting the other person to feel it, but you're filling yourself and letting yourself fester with this kind of anger that has nothing to do with you.
Don't be a hater.
Look, it's part of it, and I get it. People, they're gonna take one thing out of this, out of context, and at the end of the day, the only thing you could do, and this is for the young guys out there, is like, move forward, man. Like find friends that are doing stuff. Find friends that started the business. Start asking them questions. Go to your church. Go talk to people there. Start find these books. You know, like just find someone that can help you, because like your 20s are the most important, and the last half of my 20s I spent trying to figure it out on the fly, and it was a lot of paint on the wall instead of the canvas. But now that I know from my mistakes and from there and what I'm trying to build now, you're literally, if you lock in for 6 months, the world is your oyster. So I think that for all the guys out there, and even girls too, you want to find that guy and you want to build that relationship, be the person that you want, right? And attract that person in. So I think that everyone is 6 months away from having the life that they want if they actually wrote it down, clarified it, and actually believe that they can have it.
How do I find you on social media? How do I connect with you?
Yeah, so Instagram, TikTok, Mark Anthony Cuevas with an underscore. So a lot of stuff that's going to be coming out there. Just a lot of posting the story, showcasing different things that we're doing, and just follow us on the gram, man.
Cool. Appreciate you being here, man.
Dude.
Appreciate you making time. Hey, dude. Team Bassani, thank you for taking a little bit of your day out to watch us. We appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Until next time, peace.